everybody. Today, we got quite an exciting adventure I have planned. I've always wanted to build a pull-behind yard/leaf vac for a lawnmower, and I finally have enough stuff around that I'm going to get her done. So let me show you what we have and what my plans are, and let's get into it. Welcome to HP Small Engine. So, I built this trailer a while ago. Oh my goodness, this had to have been years ago. At least 10, 15 years ago. But I honestly don't use it that much. I have a smaller one for my John Deere I have. My plans are I'm going to take all the boards and stuff off of this. I need to inspect some things on it, but I want to put this on the front of it, which I'm going to obviously, that's going to be a lot different by the time I get to it. And I want to have it to where I can just have a hose hook up to that and hook up to the lawnmower, and then this will just blow right into the trailer, and then I can go take care of a yard of leaves hopefully in one trip. That'd be awesome. But the only way to get going is to get going on it. So I'll stop talking and let's get this thing tore apart. And now there's no more top on it. Beautiful. Just looking at this, I'm questioning my fabrication abilities back in the day. I know everybody always improves over time. Some people, but I mean, it held together. That was also, I built this at my grandma's house, and needless to say, when I was staying there, the power didn't work very well. The wires were a little too small, so that was just, a hot glue gun probably would have done better. Now, originally I had built this. I did not have this axle under it. Like 3 or 4 years after I built it, I ended up putting this axle under it. It is a legit trailer axle setup. It's made for tilt, as you can see from the little things on the bottom there. But yeah, if you see in there, let's go over here. I had to put wheel spacers on it just to get the wheels to stick out far enough. And yes, lawnmower wheels are the same bolt pattern as a trailer, 5 on 4.5, smaller trailer. but the studs are way bigger. So these wheels are only for this trailer because I had to make the holes a lot bigger. But besides that, the only issue with this trailer, which is not really that big of a deal, but when I put this axle on, I didn't think about physics. You know, metal, when it gets warm, has a tendency to, well, I don't know if you can see very well, but the frame's not necessarily the straightest. It's kind of caved. If this thing will focus, yeah. Anywho's, it's not perfectly straight, but that's okay. So, let's go outside and explain what's running through my brain. My goodness, I need to clean up my mess here. So anyways, over here, which I've said before, I've got lots of pipe. As much as I would love to use square tubing to build this frame, I don't have square tubing. But I have lots of pipe, and I figured I'll make it out of this. And let's go back in there. What we will do is just build, obviously, the frame. I have some angle iron. So what I'm going to do is build the frame up and over and such. And then for mounting the sides and the top and everything, I'll have my uprights. And then I'll make sure everything's lined up straight, and then I'll just weld the angle iron to it. Then I can drill holes and bolt the sides and top and stuff on. Which, that shouldn't be too hard, I don't think. So, I have to go and measure how much materials I have for my siding and stuff, so I know how high and stuff I can make it. That way I don't, decide to build this and go, I don't have enough. I don't have enough to do that. So, all right, let me go do some measurements, and then I will let you know what I come up with. Well, what I come up with is I should be able to do like a 36-inch upright, and then I'll do an angle over, angle down. Now, if you're curious of what I'm going to use for sides, you're going to get a kick out of this. We're going to head over here real quick, and I'll show you. Oh, everyone having a good day today. It decided to be 80 degrees again, so my slightly overweight self is sweating thinking about doing anything. Gotta love that. Oh, anywho's, right here. Right there. Yep, I'm going to use a whole shed because I don't use the shed. It's literally empty. I bought it a while ago for storage for my wife's holiday stuff, and well, I have a carport. I don't really need that little shed anymore, so I'm going to take that apart, and that is going to be the whole outside of the trailer. At least most of it, because I think I'm going to end up putting a wooden back door or something on that. But, alright, let's get some pipe around, get my chop saw out, and start getting some steel moving. Alright, well, here's a mark at 36 inches. Now, in order to get the shape I want, which is this is what I'm going for. Let's do a little art class here. In order to get that, which would be about a 45 degree, you need to cut the steel at half of that, because you're going to put two of them together to make a 45 degree. So that'd be 22.5 degrees, which according to this thing is right there. So then I'll cut this at that, and then conveniently enough, this is long, so I can slice that down to 36, but I'm gonna get all my angles cut first. That way I don't have to mess around with moving that back and forth 15 times. I will get all the steel cut for this, and we will get I'll get back and show you guys how it's gonna get laid out. All the steel finally cut. I think I got all the correct measurements. I hope so. This piece right here, I needed one more of these. These are the pieces that go across the top. I happen to have just enough scrap. I just decided to splice these two together because it's not like it's going to hold a tremendous amount of weight, so it'll be fine. So I'm going to do 4 uprights on each side. I think I'm going to weld them right to the top of this. So I'll measure it out because, I want it to look good. I'm probably going to bench weld the first angles on all of these just to make sure that they're correct. And then I'll stand them up and put them up because, I want to make sure that they're pointing in the right direction. I don't really need to have them, pointing everywhere besides where they're supposed to. Anyways, ran out of daylight because, winter's almost here. Oh well. Let's see. Let's get all those welded together and clean up some surfaces and we'll get them attached. So I guess we're going to do another Speedy Gonzalez montage. Here we go. Well, they're all taken care of here. Took me a minute to remember how to use the welder, but I figured it out after a minute. Didn't turn out too bad. I had to take a pause in the middle of doing that. Some neighbor kids come over to caught a catfish. Want to know if I knew how to cook it. I'm like, well, I've never had one, so I don't know. Yeah, I've never had catfish. Is it good? Tell me, because I don't know. But anyways, I think what I'm going to do, I will lay those down on the frame and then lay those in place and just make sure everything's the right width. I might be able to just completely build these. I figured just lay them like pipe right here, jog over, and then I can use that as a bench and weld and get those halfway figured out, and then I can stand them up as a unit and then weld them up, because that'd make more sense, I think. But slowly but surely we're getting there. I'm probably gonna end up getting those attached and then calling it a day. I still got to figure out what I want to do with the tongue, but that's also for another day. Yeah, because ran out of daylight and I don't feel like tearing the shed apart in the dark, so that's fine. Oh, winter is almost here. Gotta love it. All right, well, let me get this laid out and figured out, and we'll go from there. Well, we got one up there. She's attached. It's not looking too bad. Now you kind of see what I was thinking in my mind here, hopefully. Do 4 of these, so you'll boom, 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 boom. And then I can put siding on, and then that blower back thing's gonna sit right here, then I'll shoot it right in, right up top here, and I'll figure out where to run a vent and stuff. But usually you kind of want to, like if you're blowing air in here, you want to have the vent right next to it or close to it. That way it puts everything as far back as it can go, instead of trying to shoot it out, and that way you don't plug off your airflow. But already have the spots ground out to put it on, so we'll get the other 3 up there and have a decent look at how it's going to be. That'd be awesome. Like I said, I've been wanting to do this for a while. I just know that it'll make life a little bit easier. Oh, look, Skeeter, get the Skeeter. Ha! Yeah, I missed. Oh, I also decided, I don't know if you can see that my skin's a little crispy right there. I wanted to see how warm one of these joints happened to be right after I got done welding, and I want to let you know. A little toasty. Alright, let's get to work, get this done. Not too shabby, if I say so myself. They all look almost even. They're almost perfectly square. No, they're quote unquote close enough. I'm gonna call her a night. We'll get up tomorrow and finish this up. I'll hopefully have it done this week, but if not, oh well. It'll be alright either way, as long as it gets done before all the leaves fall off the trees. That way at least I'm ready, kinda. Excuse you. Yeah, I don't know if I need to put supports in between here. They seem like I might have to. Maybe I might just run something across the top, because I don't really need to super gusset everything. I think if I just go across the top there, that should keep them from wiggling, because I don't know if you can see or not, but yeah. It's not terrible, but I don't want to. I need to support the top a little bit more. That way, you know, the whole thing holds itself up instead of just the frame trying to do everything. Right? Right. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyways, we'll see you guys in the morning and hopefully get this sucker done tomorrow. That'd be wonderful. Yay, next day. We got the shed thing over here. I don't think it's too hard to take apart. I don't remember putting it together. It's been like 2 years. If it's been over a week, I usually forget. So I'm gonna get all this taken apart so I can get it halfway figured out how it's gonna fit up there. And yeah, hopefully that goes pretty smooth. I also have this wonderful bag right here. Now what's inside this bag I forgot all about. Oh. My neighbor gave me some steel a while ago, so whatever that doesn't cover, I can cover the rest of it with some tin. I'm gonna run I gotta see if I got enough pipe. Run my gussets across the top there real quick and burn them on. And I think while this is still down the bare frame, I'm gonna clean it up a little bit and paint it. Yep, I think that'd be a good idea. Just that way it doesn't, you know, start rusting again. One of those two things, either the shed or that, I'll figure out. My orders aren't quite orderly, but they're both gonna get done. So let's get started. I don't have a fancy little notcher dealio, so I'd use the next best thing, DeWalt. Yeah, I just decided to do this first that way because, you know, it makes the most sense. Finish the frame and then put the body on. But that should fit good. Let's see. This steel right here, just some thin stuff. I don't need anything super strong because this isn't going to be a structural dealio. But hey, look at that. It's almost like it was made for it. Is it straight? Not even close. For eyeballing it, it looks okay, but Yeah, these are these are pipes off of a an old carport I had that I learned did not hold snow very well. Whoops. But I kept most of the frame that was, you know, savable. Alright, I'm going to finish doing those three. I'll get those tacked in place, get them burned in, and then I will start working on that. Alright, I have her outside. I'm gonna paint all of it besides the tongue, because I still have to weld and stuff on that, but I want to at least get majority of that taken care of so I can put the sides and stuff on. So yeah, let's go get some paint. Oh, look at the leaves. Alright, make a pathway. Alright, what do we got? Let's see, let's go black. That's almost empty. Dropping everything. Alright, I've got 2. 1.5. That'll cover that, right? No, it won't. But I'm gonna start anyways. It'll be fine. Alright, let's get going. I'm over here busting my butt getting this thing done. Push it outside to paint it. My wife goes, "Hey, you ready for the Oregon Trail?" Alright, just because it looks like a covered wagon doesn't mean you gotta pick on me now. Come on. It's a good idea though. But hey, it's painted. Check this out. It's all black except that, because, you know, like I said, I'm gonna wait on that. It looks a lot better though. Heck yeah. If you guys have ever used this Rust-Oleum paint I used, let me go find it again. Where'd I put it? Yeah. Not sponsored or anything by these guys, but this stuff works fantastic. I had like a partial can, and this was the full can. I have just as much left now. I could have done the whole thing with 1 can, which is awesome compared to, you know, other paints and stuff. But all right, I gotta let that dry, so we're gonna tear apart the shed. All right. Well, after about 15 seconds of thinking, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take the old board I took out of this, and everywhere where those pipes are, I'll take a hole saw and because I mean, it's not in the best shape, but it'll work for a year or 3. Yeah, I figured if I just figure out, because I know these are going to be on the corners, I'll just measure in. I'll make them too big, then I can put the board in there and kabang, and then self-tap screw the whole thing everywhere, because I've got 100,000 self-tappers over there. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. I'll get the base on, that way my fat butt, oh my gosh, I missed a spot. Why didn't you tell me I missed a spot? I'll have to paint that real quick. But, yeah, I want to be able to crawl in there, because I'm putting, which I probably said, but I forgot already. I'm going to put the body on the inside of the pipes, that way my stuff can slide in and out easier. Yep, okay. So, it's not turning out too bad though, I don't think. What do you guys think? I'm expecting to hear a comment. It's about as square as a rhombus. Thanks, I appreciate it. Alright, let's get this thing together. Now listen, I know how to use a tape measure. We just won't talk about this or that. The rest of it fit perfect. You can see it's got a little bowed to it, but that's because my whole trailer frame's been bowed. And yes, as when I welded these up, leaving it suspended as I did, it actually brought the frame to not quite flat, but like a, let me think how to put it, not a speed bump, just a hump in the road. So let's get, I got hiding over here. I don't need 2.5ers. Yeah, we're going to do 2.5ers. I'm going to have to, that's all I have. It'll fit. All right, so we're going to do, I think 2.5's a little overkill. We're going to check anyways. I bought these for when I had my car hauling trailer. I was going to redo the deck on it. And then I sold the trailer. So that narrows that down. Let's see how, those are way too big. Okay, so we're not going to use those. That's fine. 1.5 1 inchers will work just fine. As long as I have enough. Hurrah, put you back. Ooh, look at that fancy fan. Whee! All right. That should do. I hope. If not, I'll have to go get 1.5 inchers. So I'm going to go to the store and grab some 1.5 ones, and I'll be right back, everybody. Well, in the words of Brian Johnson, I'm back. Anywho's, got the right size this time, finally. We're just going to attach it. Yeah. Well, get in there. I think it might be wise to pre-drill these holes. Yep. Am I going to? No. If you haven't noticed, earlier I talked about putting angle iron on here. I'm not gonna. I changed my mind. I'm gonna pre-drill this and then attach it. It's just less steel. Less stuff to put on there, I guess, you know. Yeah. Ting. There, that's better. I guess when you lay on it, it'll take it in there a little bit better, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm sure everybody watching has their preference of power tools. Tell me, what do you guys like to use? I'd like to know. I'm sure everyone's picking on me about Ryobi, but you know what? I don't really care. It's not the fact of what it is, it's the fact that it works. I've only had one tool fail me, and I don't blame that it did. It was a Sawzall. I was working on a Jeep. Wasn't a good time. It was a very, very, not very fun time. Actually, it was my Jeep you guys have seen sitting out in my driveway. It was, you know, that was a blast. Absolutely not. Guess we'll try another one. Yeah. It must have been really close to going through and it just decided it didn't want to. Fine. Man, I'll tell you what, they don't give this stuff away anymore. This box of, how many are in here? 1.5 inch, number 14, 50 count. It's almost $15. It's actually 14, to be honest. That's getting nuts. But you know, that's how things happen anymore. Stuff gets expensive. Hey, it's slowly coming to shape. Look at that. Yeah. Cool. All right, we got a few more to do. We'll get this all taken care of. Excuse you. Oops. That one didn't like me. What'd that one do? Oh, I broke it right off. Beautiful. Yeah. So now, since that one broke off right there, we're going to put this one directly in the same hole and see if I can do the same exact thing. That one worked. So I was thinking of one thing, because I wasn't quite sure how I wanted to go about. I was thinking about putting sheet steel down here and doing for sliding purposes and stuff for how I want to run the inside, but after I got thinking about this, I put this back on. I'm putting all the siding on the inside. That's gonna keep the bolts on the outside, so it's not gonna catch anything. So that's what I'm doing. Works out pretty good, I think. Yeah. That's got some oil on it. I must have found a hole because that was fast. Yeah, this board is kind of dark in this area. It's been about 3/4 of oil it soaked up, so it's good for two things. It won't rot, and if it catches on fire, it's gonna burn hot. We won't talk about the second part though. Getting her in there. I like that. All right, this one can go right here to match the other side. I didn't think that was going in at first, but we got her. Think about leaving the moss on the front of it too, just for, you know, aesthetics. Nope. Get that out of there. Okay. This one in. And then this one in. And then I think that's enough for today on that one. All right. Perfect. Okay, the wife just told me it's dinner time, so I'm going to go stuff my gullet, come out here, and we're going to work on doing some sidings and stuff. Sound good? Okay. Let's get her taken care of first, and then we'll get back and have them fun. Well, I happened to find a chunk of expanded steel. It's not the flattest one, but I can fix that. What I think I'm going to do is I'll mount that underneath right here, and then I will trim the siding stuff on my lift out there to fit around it. That'll be my vent on the front here, so that's what we'll do there. We'll take a little bit of time to figure out how I want to set this up, but this is how this came apart. Little sections, so that'll be kind of nice to handle instead of holding up half a shed to do this. But let me get this flattened out to where it's, you know, halfway usable. I'll get it attached, and then we'll figure out what I got to do from there. But I'm probably gonna end up doing. I'll figure out how much I have of that, and I'm just gonna do the top down so far, and then the bottom part will be, if I have enough of this steel, which I should, I'll just do it out of this thin stuff here, because that'll be fine. That way it's not, I'm not trying to tie in the flat stock with the rib stuff and there's gaps, and I'll just have it meet down there and go from there. Anywho, let's get to work. Yeah, a little something like that. Got some shelf tapper screws in there with some washers. That'll hold it in. So what I'll do is, like I said, I'm gonna end up overlapping, because that's how you should do it anyways. But I gotta see what I have to work with there, kind of eyeball it. And I'm still thinking I'll cut a section out, probably to where I can just put it over top right here, and I'll have it just, I don't know exactly how I want to do it yet. I'll figure it out, but just that way the air can come out the sides instead of blowing right out the top, and that way if I leave, you know, it doesn't rain in here and completely rot the thing apart too. It's kind of halfway waterproof. But okay, I will grab a couple sheets of that. I have some clamps over there somewhere. Where did I put them? Oh, there they are. Right near, right next to my welcome sign. I'll get everything clamped up here, and hopefully this won't take too long. I'm sure in the middle of me doing it, I'll stop and go, well, that was a dumb idea. But all right. Anywho, let's go. So remember about 30 seconds ago when I said, you know, I'm probably going to do it this way, but I'm sure I'll change my mind. I changed my mind. I tried putting a piece on the inside, and that was like, nope, not happening. So what I'm going to do, I got two pieces laying next to each other, centered, overlapped. I can attach those, and I'll fold them around. And that tin, that was what was in the blue bag. That is 44 inches long, wide. I don't know how long it is. That's the only problem. If it's too short to where I can't just run it down the sides, 44, let me think. This is 82 inches long, so I could hopefully have enough to cut a couple sections and overlap them and do it that way. But we're not there yet. We're going to worry about getting the tippy top of this roof done first. So here's my plan. I'm going to obviously attach that and then, you know, come down however far down that's going to be. I'm probably going to pull that expanded steel off of there. I'm just trying to think. I'll have to see how it goes. But I might make it to where the roof hangs down. I'll have this on the inside, so there'll be a gap, and that'll be where the air escapes. That way I don't have to worry about having a vent on the top. It'll just come out the side, just the air. Obviously I don't want everything coming out, but that way I have vents on both sides all the way down. The only thing, I just got to think about trying to keep leaves and stuff from getting out. I don't know. I'll play that. We'll play it as it goes, but for right now I'm going to attach this the way this is. I need to obviously cut a couple pieces down for the top up here, but I can at least get those two attached and then cut my piece down and such and stuff. And yeah, yep, yeah, huh? You guys about sick of me talking yet or what? My goodness, get stuff done, right? All right, I'm sorry. We've got a top. If you haven't noticed, I shut the door. I'm shutting her down for the night. It's getting late, and I don't really want to make my neighbors mad. They haven't complained about me yet, so I'm gonna try to keep them in good graces there. It turned out pretty good, I think. Nice and equal and straight, which is this fancy thing. Yeah, I'm still gonna go with. I haven't rolled that piece of steel out, as you can tell. It's right there. It's about the same gauge as what this real thin stuff is, so at least that'll be going for it. For some reason, this back corner was giving me trouble. I had to put a couple extra screws in there to hold her down, but I still got to get the expanded steel out of there because, you know, I forgot. And then I was also thinking, for the gap I'm going to have here, the cloth on the bag for that lawn vac might actually work quite well. I'll just have to attach it up here somehow, and I'll figure that out when I get there, but it's just a thought that ran through my head. Oh my goodness, that's not very straight. It looks great up there, and then you look down here and it's like, what did you do? Oh well, it's fine. It'll do what it needs to. Anyways, we will, I'll wrap up for tonight, and we will see you guys tomorrow sometime when I wake up, probably around 3. Nope, hopefully sooner. Yeah. Well, good afternoon, everybody. I got disappointed today when I got up. I rolled this out, and I'm like, oh, okay. It's a 4x8 sheet. Crap. Why does it look blurry? Anyways. So what I'm going to end up probably having to do, I still have some siding here. I'm going to run this one, that one, and that one. And I'll cut the bottom one in halves to do my bottom part there. So I'm going to bring it down probably about yay far now. A little farther, but yeah, I'm gonna have to do that, which is okay. I'm glad I had extra materials. For some reason I thought that was a lot longer than it was. I'm like, oh, that'll be easy. Well, apparently I'm bad at judging that. Anyways, let's get that siding put on. I think I might have to get some more screws, or I'll just have to use slightly longer ones. I got 1 inches, that might be fine. I think I don't remember. All right, let's get those pieces mounted up there, and then we'll see what we have left, and see. Hopefully, I'll be able to use all of that and finish I still have the roof from the shed, but I want to use that for the front here, for at least the bottom on the front. So, alright, let's see what we have going. This is kind of funny. I'm in the garage working on, a yard vac that I've been wanting to do for a while. My dad shows up and decides to do this. He just brought his mower over. Give a little man a ride on it. Mulch my leaves up for me. I'm not going to complain. That's less work I got to do. At least it gives me more time to get this done. Alright, here's where we're at. I have enough steel there. Cover the bottom. I'm going to put that on the inside, just so it has a little bit of a guide for the thing I wanted, the slidey thing I want to do on the inside or whatever. But that's some really thin stuff. I might end up, I don't know, I need to figure out how I want to go about. Yeah, I'm going to take a little time to think on exactly how I want to do that, because that tin is pretty thin. I might just end up putting guides on the bottom or something, and then putting that tin on the outside. I'm not sure yet. When I come up with an idea, I'll let you guys know. You guys will be the first ones to know. Well, I got one half done. I don't think it looks too terrible. Not for how thin this stuff is, my goodness. She is thin. I'm pretty sure it's the same thickness as this. If I had a machine that I could put ribs on it, I would have. But I don't. I could have done it by hand, but I won't. Well, I'm going to get this other side done. And I guess I can start measuring for doing the front. Sweet. I did put this in here. I'm going to cover this up. Don't want little man to hurt himself on that, but a little bit original. Just need a little bit in there. It's coming along slowly but surely. It's all, I don't know if you noticed, it looks kind of gloomy outside. It's like, I don't know, 20 degrees cooler than yesterday with a breeze. And I'm still warm. Figures. Alright, one more side and we can start working on the front. Okay. Well, you're not going to believe it, but I ran out of screws. Again. Yup. I still got to do that row. Still got to do the front. So what I'm going to do, I'll have to go back to the Home Depot. That's where I got these ones. I'm going to get 1-inchers, but I'm going to get a big box. Because I don't want to use my 1.5 inches. They're number 14. No, those are, those are going back over here. But, yep, 3/4 are gone. I'll get more 1-inchers because I seem to need to use those more often than anything. So, yet again, I'll be back. Alright, we're not going to talk about this side, okay? It just didn't want to agree with me. This side turned out a lot better than that side. Right in there, the board humped up from, I don't know what, and that just completely made all that go, no. So, yeah, look at that, I'm back. Yeah, and it's dark. Surprise. Alright, so what I want to do now, before I put the front on, I want to get doors on this thing. And I had to get some lumber. Got some lumber. So I'm going to have to clean the table off because, I brought everything over for the front, not thinking about how I wanted to do this right away. We will get the boards off. I'm going to measure it. What I want to do is I want to split the doors right in the middle. So I'll have 2 swinging doors, swing outward. That way they're right out of the way, and then you can get stuff out. So I'll take some measurements, figure out what I got to do. I'll get my fancy little, look at this little thing. I got a kit of Ryobi tools for Christmas one year, and it came with this little saw. This is the original blade. I don't use it a lot, but I have no complaints about it. It has never let me down yet, so we're going to do that with that. and make some doors. Nighttime, gotta love it. And it's only what, 7 maybe? I don't know. All right, so I measured from about middle of the pipe down to how far down I want to go. I got 42 and a half. Now from the outside of the pipe to the outside of the pipe, I got 41 and a half. So almost a square. Cool. I'm marking out 42 and a half. I'll cut this lengthwise to start. And then 42 and a half. Mark it out with the marker. Get it all set up and then use a straight edge. Yeah, I'll cut that, and then when I start sectioning for the doors, then I'll do that part. So now I need to grab my straight edge, because you know, why would I be prepared with the proper tools and stuff? And of course I don't have a long enough straight edge, so I gotta double up on it. Where's my mark? There it is. All right, so as long as they're both touching, that board is flat. You can tell I bought this from Home Depot. Anywho's, I'm gonna put a mark there. We'll let that swing over. All right, you stay right there. Now, there we go. Whoops. Oh well. I already got one mark down, so that's fine. All right, so we'll put the marker on that, swing that over. Hopefully it's closed. Probably not. Nope, turned it. Come back. Had the color in the middle. All right, that's not too bad. Now, everybody remember, when you're working with stuff like this, you gotta wear safety goggles. You don't want stuff getting in your eyes. Especially wood, because it's a pain. But before I do that, I'm gonna set some weights on this just so it doesn't go here. Because, you know, I conveniently happen to have colder flywheel and such. All right, let's make sure I'm gonna clear my table. Yep, just barely. Cool. All right, let's make some noise. Really make the neighbors excited. Can't see nothing. Let's try over here. All right, now I can almost kind of see. There we go. And one done. Sweet. Covered in wood. I love it. Okay. Well, that's height. You go that way. Okay, now I can take all that stuff and slide it out the way. Tell you what, I kind of like having the lift out here for doing this kind of stuff. It's very convenient being an outdoor table. I almost want to just make another one. No, not that ambitious. All right, you go to the ground. Yeah. Oh, yeah, there we go. All right, you go back. You go that way. Now, I'm going to have to cut this twice. Yeah. Bang. What was that measurement again, everyone? 41 and a half. Yeah. I think it was 41 and a half. Which means I got to rip it. Half of that will put me at 20 and 3/4. So if I cut right on 20 and 3/4, we're good. All right. Now ask me. Oh, never mind. For some reason, I thought I didn't grab my tape measure. You ever had something in your hand and try to figure out where it was? I don't want to admit that I do that a lot. So I'm not going to. All right, what was my number again? Let's see, 41, 20 and 3/4. 20 and 3/4. All right, we'll put a mark right there. And then we're going to put a mark right there. And then we're going to put another mark right there. And then for gits and shiggles, we're going to put another mark up here. 20 and 3/4. I could not tell you how many times I was marking out something. Yeah, I need to do 20 3/4. Go on the other side of the tape and put it at the next inch above and couldn't figure out why my line went. Some people's children, I tell you. Anyways, let's get this marked out. Oh my goodness, this thing's taking longer than I expected, but you know what? It's going to be nice. Hopefully. It should be nice. Just won't talk about the inside of the one side panel. That's off limits. All right, you go back down. All right, ow, my finger. Let's hang you off far enough that I won't cut anything. Perfect. Stay. I'll just put the rest of this stuff on. This was the hitch I got for my Ingersoll 3014 I have there, and I don't need that. Yeah, it's quite a piece of machinery. Anyways, let's cut this board. That's the proper way you're supposed to do that. I think this blade's actually starting to get dull because she's powdering. Well, then again, I am ripping it. It shouldn't matter. All right. One door. Let's just set it up here for, visual. Woohoo! That's enough, right? We good? All right, now, pass out, wake up later. Instead of, flipping it over, and then I'm gonna measure from this side out, then just, trim the little part. And it's gonna sound like that too, Slide you out. What was my number again? 20 3/4? All right, thanks. I'm glad someone's paying attention. I appreciate it. 20 3/4. Get out of my way. Now, just to clarify, I am not a carpenter. If I was a carpenter, I would have a YouTube channel about carpentry. So, if anybody wants to pick on me about my carpentry work, I'll take it. And then if you want to keep picking on me about my carpentry work, show me how to do it. I'll have you help me with a project without you realizing it. I wouldn't do that. I'm not that mean. Why would you put the marker away? You still need it, dummy. All right. What do they say? Man of all trades, but a master of none. And I'm not even a man. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm kidding. I think I am. All right, let's get this sucker cut. Let me make sure I'm not going to hit my table. All right, we're good. Ah. And then now we go this way. Yeah. And that is a set of doors, except I got to do the corners. Yep. I didn't forget about that. I just haven't got that far. What I'll do is I'll set them up there again. Oh my gosh, it's so dirty. I'll set it up there again and on this side, and I will mark out where the sides are. Oh! Before I drop anything, let's get you guys up in here so you can watch me completely destroy something. As you can see, I did manage to sneak a hinge right up in there. It just happened to be just spread out on it. Yep. They happen to be the right distance apart. So let me think. Where'd I put the marker? You goof. All right. Thinking I'm doing too much at once. All right. You know what? I'm just going to walk in here and do this. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I really need to space that. What am I going to space it with? I could use the board, but the board will fall because that's how my luck is. Where's the... We have nothing. Where's all your stuff at, fella? Where'd you put it? Okay, now that I'm done losing my mind, I think I made it to fit here, so it'll be fine. All right, you go that way. That's where you're going to sit, just like that. Right? Now, how are you supposed to draw a line in there? Like that? I mean, I guess as long as I get close, that'll work, right? I hope so. I'm not going to cut that one yet. I'm going to wait until I get this one cut. So, let me get this board cut. I want to get it halfway attached, which I'm probably going to find some bolts to run through there. I'd rather use bolts, but I'll get with you when I get one door hung up. How's that? Okay, perfect. Beautiful. And there we've got one door hung up. Look at that. Obviously, I have screws sticking out. I'm going to take care of that. That's no big deal, but look at that. Beautiful. Now, I have this set up to hopefully open. Yep, that'll be fine. Right there. I can put a couple straps and hold that open, but just as long as it stays out of the way. Sweet. One done. I'll set the other one up, get it figured out, get that one hung. That's coming together nicely. I'm getting excited. Yay, finally. Another project getting knocked down. Yay, gotta love it. I mean, I still have to, get that running and mounted and stuff, but we'll talk about that later. Okay, let's get this last door up and get it together now. Well, oops, I got my microphone everywhere. What'd you do that for? Okay, what do you guys think? Ta-da! Look at that fancy stuff. She's a little snug on clothes, but you know what? That's fine. Just got to give her the knee. Then that's it. I like it. I think it turned out nice. That's, half. Phew. Well, I can't really complain for considering most of this stuff I've had laying around the yard. The only thing I had to buy was the board for the door in the back. I'm thinking what I might do also is I'll put a board across the front here. And then when I do I don't know. I got to figure out how I want to mount the chute coming in. I might do a board across the front here, and then I'll put the chute here and just run some angle. I don't know. I got a little bit of structural tin from that shed I guess I can use, but I got to call it on this video for today. I'm out of time. It took a little bit longer than I thought. I literally put in, I think, 23 hours in this, and that's between trying not to make my neighbors mad at me and or the wife. Yeah, she comes first, right? Don't forget, if you guys like what you saw, throw comments down. If you have something you want to mention, don't be afraid to comment. I like hearing from you guys. I'll answer everybody. And don't forget, I have a TikTok and Facebook. I think I'm trying to figure out how to put the link in the description. I think I did that on my last one, and I forgot to mention it. But I'll try to get my link in the description on this video also. That way you guys just hop down and click, and there's my page and stuff. But I have the same profile picture for all my YouTube, Facebook, and my TikTok account. So it's pretty easy to figure out if it's me or not. But anyways, we'll finish this up next week and hopefully get to try it out. But you guys have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you next time.